Hello, and let's make another ornament. This time let's make a 3D one. So firstly, I have this plastic medallion and I have this electronic plastic cutter, which I just took a part of the medallion out, but be careful, that thing is hot. After I took the middle part out, I painted the medallion with white paint twice, let it dry of course between each layer, and I painted the outside and the inside of the ornament. And after that was dry, it was time for me to choose my rice paper. Usually my rice paper is custom made, but I buy those images on Etsy. So here are those I chose, these two, and I cut them out with my water pen. I also use this new, or it was new at the time, Decoupage glue matte, or extra matte it is called. And I must tell you honestly, if you are a beginner of decoupage, don't get this. I am not gonna buy it anymore. It's too watery, and for example, for napkin, it's really bad. With rice paper, okay, I could glue it on, but yeah, it was very difficult because it was very watery, and that way your rice paper or napkin becomes too wet, and it can, of course, then tear up in many places. So if you are a beginner, don't use it, don't buy it. Just buy a regular decoupage glue or Mod Podge. I love my decoupage glue from Pentart, the classic one, but this one, for me, it's not working. But of course, this is my opinion. I just wanted to tell you guys about it. Okay, so again, I tear up my rice paper in few places for better placement onto the ornament, and then I sealed it carefully with more decoupage glue, and then I let both sides dry before I started painting them. For this I use acrylic paints, and again, as usual, I go inside the rice paper as well for better blending. So I am painting the inside of my ornament, and then I also painted the outside of my ornament with some acrylic paints I chose, which I thought are the best for my rice paper. And I let them, after I painted them, of course, I let it all dry again. And again, the same, I did it on the outside of the ornament. As you can see, I am going here inside the rice paper as well for better blending. I also decided to do some shading. For this, I am using just a brush, little bit of paint, water, and my fingers. Some people doing it some other way. This is the way that works for me, so I'm doing it this way. After everything was painted and I liked the outcome, it was time to use my trusted glitter decoupage glue. So I applied it on the inside of my ornament and again on the outside of the ornament as well, and then I let it dry. And here again, just make sure there is no excess of the glue because it will dry out white, not clear. And after this was done, it was time to seal my ornament, and for this I am using pouring glaze. Of course you can use water-based varnish as well, and I applied 3 or 4 layers of the glaze for nice shiny look. Of course, again, let it dry between each layer. And then it was time to decorate my ornament, of course, more. And for this, I'm using some molds, air drying clay, and express glue from Paint Art. Here I just rolled some air drying clay directly onto the mold, just making sure my design becomes visible, and I am trying to make it as thin as possible. And after I like the outcome, I am gluing it all with express glue from Paint Art directly onto my ornament. And this is a great way to hide the cut out part as well. So this is really the way I am hiding the ugly looking cut out part of my ornament. And somehow it reminded me of a barrier or something which goes with ocean and such. Of course, the mold is more like for forest and wood, but it really did remind me of that. And then I applied some bubbles as well. I have a bubble mold, so I applied that one on my ornament as well. And of course, then I also applied some turtle, seashells and such, but those are going inside of my ornament, so they are not going on outside of the ornament. But I did apply some seashells on the outside as well, but not many. Since the turtle and seashells are going inside of my ornament, I let it dry inside the mold because I didn't want to glue it directly. I want it to be like 3D look, so I let it dry in the mold and I took it out after the clay was dry. And this way I did it with the turtle and with the seashells and other stuff as well, which I wanted to put inside of my ornament. Of course, I let the clay on the ornament dry as well before I started to painting it. So now everything is dry, and firstly I painted everything black, and I took any excess of the paint with wet towel for a nice rusty look before I continue to paint it with some more acrylic paints. Then I painted it some more with these acrylic paints, and for this I use cut up kitchen sponge. If you enjoy this kind of videos, please do give me a nice comment or a thumbs up. Please do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It means a lot to me. It helps me grow. And maybe you can even tell me what kind of ornament would you do. If it's ocean related, animal related, or what kind of unusual ornament you would do. Let me know, and maybe we can do it together. Maybe I already did it, but I just want to know. Now my paints are dry and it is time to seal it. So for this I am using matte varnish. Of course, you can use glossy one as well. And again, this varnish is water-based. After I sealed everything on my ornament, and of course also the stuff which goes inside of my ornament, I let it dry again, and then it was time to paint some styrofoam. And I just painted it because I didn't want it to be seen inside of my ornament, because my 3D items will go in there and will be glued on my styrofoam, like you can see. So I use heavy body gel to glue it on, and then I just use a little bit of wax paste for a little bit of shimmer on my items which go inside my ornaments, and of course also on my ornament itself, before I started to glue everything inside of my ornament. And for this again I used heavy body gel. Heavy body gel, when it's dry out, it really sticks, so it's like glue as well. So I just glued everything inside of my ornament for a nice 3D look, and there you go. We are finished. Here is it. All finished, my 3D ocean related ornament. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please do give me a nice comment or a thumbs up. Until next time, bye.